Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. And those last few seconds before I actually go on, I'm always like pulling down my shirt. So that's kind of always why I have a laugh on my, because, I hate seeing myself on the camera. It's not something that's fun, but I do like to be here with you. And today I am going to have a blast with this stamp set. You are going to love this one. This one is Ice Cream Swirl. Yes, I know I have other ice cream ones. In fact, when I was looking for one, project to do today, I was looking at some of my old Ice Cream Swirl things, and they weren't called Ice Cream Swirl. It was called... what was it called? I don't even remember, but they were really cute, and I had a blast with them. I think you're going to really like them too. Because I doubted that I would like this one as much, but I like it. I like it even better. I can't believe what I do. Now, the one complaint I have to make about it is that a bunch of people are doing, with this, they're doing poo piles, and I hate the poo pile thing. I don't even want to see that. It's like, it's super disgusting to me. Anyway, that's just an aside. So if you're really into humorous poo pile, you probably like it for that, but I don't want to hear about it, okay? I don't want to hear about it, and I definitely don't want to see it. That is our trash truck, not ours. This is our neighbor's trash truck out there, you see. I don't know if you could see that, but I flipped it over there just in case you could. It is a beautiful sunny day. It's cold. Very cold. It is December. I hope you are having a happy lead up to Christmas. We have been. Jeff and I went down to the Gardens Aglow. Oh, it was so good. Every year they do it a little different. This year they had some other things up there. We loved it. So if you live here in Springfield and you've never been down to the Gardens Aglow, please go down. This is Springfield, Missouri. There's a bunch of Springfields, so I do need to add that it's Missouri because there's a bunch of Springfields. So I'm going to put the camera down, keep yammering at you because there are a whole lot of really cool things available at Stampin' Up! Right now. And I want to make sure you know all about them because we have, right now, a bunch of discounts are available in the discount spot. I don't know where the discount spot is because I think it always used to be called clearance. And now I never am really as sure about that. It seems like sometimes stuff shifts about a bit. All right, I'm trying to get this settled and I'm kind of messing around with it. But what you guys see, I don't see completely. My picture that I even am looking at here even looks a little different than what I see on the camera. So I mean on the computer over here. So I have my computer set so that I can see comments, and please do comment so I know I'm not all by myself here. I know people watch after the fact, which is nice. I do appreciate everybody who likes and shares on Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest and all of that. So thank you so much for doing that. It does make it nice to know that I'm not all by myself. Otherwise, I'd just quit, wouldn't I? Around the Bend is a stamp set that's available in our annual catalog. And that's what I'm going to use on this card today. I'm using... Actually, I take that back. I'm using Quite Curvy. Do you remember our Quite Curvy? It was very similar to these dies, but it gave me a straight edge. Now, if you want to use this, you could use this one. I might even use that. We'll see, because I think I forgot to get my Quite Curvy out, so I think I might use that. I might try to just use this and clip off all of the excess. But I am going to use this die. This one's pretty cool for if you want bubble effects, and if you're doing in our why do I have a button in here? I don't know if I've ever. It's not really a button. It must be a flower center. I wonder if this is like an odd one, odd man out. Oh no, it's this flower center. Okay, that sort of threw me for a minute. There's a straw shape and die So you could do bubbles and have a milkshake, and we do have a milkshake stamp already set. That's really cool too, but this could be a nice addition to it. This Around the Bend also has these wonderful little heart border, cuts out a whole bunch of hearts, and I have used that a whole bunch as well. Now that Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving's done. Valentine's Day. When Valentine's Day comes over, that's going to be really nice. I do want to let you know that today I am using some retired DSP because I love this buffalo check, and I used it all. I guess that was the last sheet I had, so I made my own little buffalo check. This is from a stamp that I don't think we have anymore, big background one that did buffalo check. We also have a sketched plaid one that we had. It might still be available, I'm not sure, but I kept them, of course, because I like a lot of plaid. Plain old plaid, nothing too fancy. And then this is like super old. I don't know. It's real red, of course, because that's what my background is going to be. I'm going to go ahead and color that. I've already done some cones in advance, but I want to show you how easy those are to do. So our colors for this card are going to be crumb stock and real red. And then this is a cute little one. Now, do you see what I'm talking about with a poop pile? It does lend itself to that, like especially if you just cut off the top. But it also could be whipped cream, and I would prefer it to be whipped cream or ice cream. My kids were probably one of the first ones that got the Captain Underpants books because I thought they were really funny when they first came out, and I didn't know that our whole society was going to go to scatological humor at that point. So I am totally against it now, and if I had those underpant books in my house, I would throw them away now because it's gotten ridiculous. It's sort of like when Jeff and I were just raising our family, and we would get the kids to bed, and then we would sneak out into the living room. We knew they were asleep, and we would sometimes watch Beavis and Butthead. I have to admit, because that was when it was new and edgy, and it actually was kind of funny. Well, none of that stuff is funny anymore because they've taken it to such a ridiculous extreme, and they're marketing it to 3-year-olds, okay? Wrong. Now that I'm done with my lecture, we'll go on with a card, and I'm terribly sorry, but I feel very strongly about how degraded our marketing people are allowed to become in companies anymore, who never used to try to degrade society. Now they do. This card I am going to use. This is a stamp set that I wonder, is it available? Let me look. This is the Nothing But Chocolate one. I think that one retired. That one, when it came out, I was so happy with it. And I thought, oh, they're going to keep it a long time. No, they did not. They only kept it for a little while. It's over in my pile of stuff. But it had Love You More as a die. And then it was Love You More Than. And you had options of chocolate and cookie. Of course, with chocolate, it's like super sweet. That is me. So we're going to do this little easel card, very simple to do, and that's what our piles of ice cream are. Of course, chocolate ice cream, that would be at the top of my list. Another card I want to do today is using that glimmer paper. This is actually old glimmer paper, but I have our current glimmer. We have a few glimmer papers out. This one's called Soft Shimmer. It's in the regular catalog. It does not include the Parakeet Party. This was, was available, though, not too terribly long ago. And if I look at my DSP page in here, I might actually see that it is available, because sometimes things are, and I'm not even aware of it. So let's just have a little peek. We do have this white center one. What's number 8? Because I see Parakeet Party in there. That one is called, it's the In Color. It's textured. Okay, so it's not glimmered, it's textured. But it does have the Parakeet Party. I don't see that in any of these other ones. This, I think, was like a celebration item, part of a pack of the current In Colors when they first came out. So that green glimmer you can't get, but the soft shimmer you can with all of this. This is not Bubble Bath, but I'm going to turn it into Bubble Bath. It's not quite Moody Mauve either. it's calling it bubble bath, but it's slightly darker than my bubble bath, because there's my bubble bath. So it's on the darker spectrum of it, but it does go really nice with this, but it goes even better with Berry Burst. I think that's what that other one is, Berry Burst. So I think today we're going to be using this Berry Burst with this. I love that. Isn't that pretty? Oh yeah, I think that's going to be really nice. But we will see. We will see, because I'm not sure we're going to get to this card, but this is where I actually used the bubbles. So if I don't get to this card, I'm terribly sorry. I just didn't have time, but we will have time for everything else. And so let's just start, okay? Let's begin. It is going to be a busy, busy day for me, and it will be for you too. Jeff, yesterday I peeked out at our little nativity scene out there outside my window, and it looks so nice. So nice and Christmassy and festive and, you know, holy. I have the Holy Family out there, very sweet. Well, I thought I saw a bit extra character in our nativity scene, and lo and behold, when I looked closer, yes indeed, Jeff had been at work out there and had added, he told me that was Joseph's when he was a child. That was Joseph's favorite pet dog. And so now we have Joseph's favorite pet dog. He's guarding. He's right by Joseph's elbow out there, and he's our little porch puppy that Jeff moved out off the porch into the nativity scene without me really noticing. All right, I'm going to do a cardstock this is just your standard fold. So I'm going to cut this in half at 5.5. This 8.5 by 11-inch sheet. Okay, so we'll cut it at 5.5, and then we're going to score it at 4 1/4, and then we're going to score it one more time at 2 1/8, and then that's going to give us that little extra fold right here. So it's a really simple little fun fold. Even my weak-minded brain can remember when I'm thinking about measurements. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do, I've already got done for today. Okay, I already colored some, and I'm going to stamp one so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but I found that I actually preferred stamping these not with a black outline, but with a darker version of whatever color I'm going to do. So with this one, I stamped it with pumpkin pie, and then I colored it, but I colored it with, I did not color it with pumpkin pie, except for maybe just a tiny bit in the ridges. I actually used, what's that, pale papaya. I used a couple of Copic pens. So you could probably find some orangey inks that are going to make it look more like orange sherbet, because I definitely did not want a pumpkin poo pile, which is what that would have reminded me of. So yeah, my brain is like super stuck on that. That must be one reason I dislike it, is because my juvenile brain really goes to it. I did die cut these already, but for most cards it hasn't mattered. I have not minded the edges, but for this particular one, since I'm layering it in a little trio of ice cream, I don't want the borders, because it just, I don't know, I left the borders and I stuck it on the card, and then I thought, I think I kind of like it off. Now, I did stamp this with pecan pie, but then after I'd colored it with some of my other markers, well, not markers, but I'm using alcohol blending pens. It needed to be darkened up with more of an orange rather than a pumpkin pie. So I actually took my blending pen and highlighted over my inked bits. So I kind of got a hodgepodge of different oranges there. And I'm sure we've had orange and orange, just as I used to complain a great deal about us not having a real clear yellow. Now we do with lemon lolly. I also am kind of a little bit complaining about not having a really clear orange, But then I like to complain a lot, so you can't really go by me. The thing about orange is it does not really mingle all that nicely with other colors. So I do like that our pumpkin pie really does blend well with stuff. And that's one of the reasons we like Stampin' Up! Is you can buy what colors you can afford to buy, because you cannot buy all of them at once. And hi, Freddie. It's awfully good to see you. I hope you're doing great and having a wonderful Christmas holiday. So you know, are you with me on the orange, the clear orange thing? Because I do really like that we have our clear orange, our orange, our pumpkin pie that actually mixes with the other colors really nicely. But I do have to drag in, when I want a real orange, like orange sherbet just has its own orange to it. Yum, yum. And then this one too, when I was trying our pumpkin pie, it just didn't really work. And I had to bring in some Flirty Flamingo would have worked, but I just didn't even bother. I did some pale papaya, but then I quickly discarded it and just kind of left some of it a lighter. I think I might have sponged initially just to try to get this lighter color, but I ended up having to totally rely on my Copic pens for this orange. I always feel so bad when I have to do that, but shoot, that's the reality. So I stamped this one with Tuxedo Black. Didn't like it quite as much. I stamped this with Pumpkin Pie and colored it in with various blending alcohol pens, and then I took one of those pens, or a marker even, because I'm looking at it and thinking it looks suspiciously marker-ish. I might have gone over that outline that way. Now this is like vanilla. This is my pick if I want to be. I like orange. I like those orange creamsicles. So vanilla with orange is good. So that's going with my little bunch. And this, I have no idea. I must have stamped this with saffron. But now that I'm looking at it, I suspect I must have done a second generation stamping for one thing, and probably a third generation stamping, because this is super pale. It might have been caramel. What is this called? It's one we had like a long time ago. Creamy caramel, and it actually is a very light version of our crumb cake. So I don't even know. I just don't remember. I did a whole bunch of different ice cream things, and that's what I came up with. Now, I do want... Okay, Freddie, thank you for letting me know. I did get out our Hello Irresistible DSP. Hello Irresistible was an online-only thing, but I think it's going to be in a catalog. I don't know. It seems like I've seen it around. Hello Irresistible. Are you in the new catalog? I got it. I'm going to have another little peek at our regular catalog, because I can't show you the inside of our new one that's coming in January. And if you want to see these things and buy them ahead of time, like Freddie and I, you have to be a demonstrator already, and then you get perks like being able to buy these things ahead of time before they sell out. I do not see Hello Irresistible in here, so I think it must be an online-only thing still. But the DSP was absolutely gorgeous. And this one has a little bit of orange in it, so I'm going to use that for these to be behind my little ice cream swirls. So this cardstock being 5.5, let's go ahead and cut these little panels for the front. I just need a couple of little panels, and they need to be about 2 inches. Let's cut the length of it first. So 2 inches and another 2 inches. Make sure I'm getting my orangey parts of the DSP in there. I might need to trim it a tiny bit, because this is 2 1/8. inch folds. That's pretty good. I don't want a lot of that orange showing, just some. And then since those are 5.5, let's go, since I'm doing 1/8 of an inches, let's just do tiny, tiny bits off the edge. I have all of my Christmas stuff done, but I still have not got my cards out. Can you believe it? I've got to get those done. I don't know why I'm so procrastinating this year, but I am. And I love getting out my Christmas cards. I just have been procrastinating. This side's really pretty too. What do we think about that? Yeah, I won't go as good with the pumpkin pie, but it is really pretty. Okay, so that was not quite, that was, what would it have been probably? If it was probably 5 and 3/5, or I'm not really sure. Anyway, just a shade, just a little bit under your half, or not half, but 1/8 of an inch. Since this was 2.5, we've got like barely 1/8 of an inch edges going there. And then that's gonna go right on here where my little folds are. I don't know what this fold is called. I have a fancy fold class and people are afraid to take it. I had someone say that she thought about it, but she thought it might be a bit above her pay grade. That's not how she described it. And I think she said her ability, which is a laugh. You guys, you're so good. I've seen your stuff. You're really good at these things. And actually, fancy folds and things can be really simple. Because sometimes just like this little extra fold here makes it look fancy. That's why it's called a fancy fold or a fun fold. I do kind of make a distinction. Fancy folds can be difficult, and I've totally flopped on many of them, as you well know, Freddie. But the fun folds are just fun. They're not, they're in my, this is my own, lingo. I don't know that anyone else uses it, but if it's a fun fold, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an easy fold to make and do. Fancy fold can be complicated. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. That's why I kind of prefer fun folds. I saw my class is probably called a fancy fold. I should have called it a fun fold. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to layer, starting with the one that we want on top. I want this one on top. On this right-hand side, and then this one's the one I absolutely want on the bottom because I don't like it as well, and then this one's going in the middle, and I'm going to see how I like that. Yes, that looks very much like a creamsicle. So we're going to go ahead and glue this one right on here. Make sure you put your glue just on the bottom of your swirl because you do not want it on the upper part of this card because it does need to fold, but you do want it to lay flat when you're laying it on here. So you can push it down, good. But then when it stands up, it's gonna pop up nicely. Isn't that cute? Very, very cute. And then we'll use dimensionals on the other ones. I forgot to get my dimensionals out. Grab those out here. Oh, I also forgot to mention, if you go to, not kathycrows.cards.com, but my square site. If you go to kathycrows.cards.com or here on my Facebook page even, the link, even at the top of this page, I believe. I think I have it in my profile picture up there. You can, if you go to my square site, then you can buy gift cards. Those gift cards, you will leave your email. You have to. I have it required that if you purchase anything, you leave your phone number and your email. And when you leave those, I will call you and find out exactly what you want ordered with that gift card through Stampin' Up, because these are Stampin' Up gift cards. These aren't ones for me. You can get ones for my classes for other people. If you wanted to gift somebody a fancy fold class and see if they could handle it, you could do that. if you wanted to be kind of mean, probably, because the fancy fold ones, definitely you need to be here in Missouri to do. I would definitely not recommend. Now, I just put dimensionals, as you saw in that one. Now, on this one, we're going to have to put glue on the side that's going on top of the vanilla, and then just some dimensionals here at the bottom on this right side of the swirl. Just a couple of those will do, and then we'll just put a little bit of glue right there. And then this one's almost done. You know, this is one that, again, it's a fun fold, but it's super, super fun because it goes together really fast. Now, if you want to make sure that it does not look like, now this, in this case, oops, you know what I did? I forgot to take the backings off. I was wondering why it was sliding around. With this one, there's no question that this is ice cream or something parfait-ish and delicious. But this one, I want to make sure there was no doubt. So I put some sprinkles on it. Is it ice cream? Yeah, it is. An ice cream swirl. You get a die that actually does your confetti. I like that. That's very nice. So I just cut out some confetti out of the DSP that I used for that card. And we could do that with this one too. Or I might actually just use some sprinkles because I do have... do you remember our ice cream sprinkles? We had some before when we had our ice cream treat. We had these little ice cream sprinkles. So we'll just put not a ton, just a little bit on here. Okay. And then you get to pick out the sprinkles you want. This could be time consuming, huh? Super time consuming. My tweezer point has some glue stuck to it, which is working really well. It's working just as well as my pick tool right now. Oops, as you can see, it also sticks to me though, because I probably have glue on my hands as well. So it sort of just will stick to everything. Oh, I think that glue bit is done. So we'll just try to move you. There you go. Now you're on there. And you there. Okay. Let's try yellow. I did want vanilla for this, but it could also, if you made it, I've got one that I did with yellow. Jeff loves the citrusy things. He likes pineapple and lemon and lime. Lime is one of his favorites. But the green one I did was more of a parfait, not parfait. What am I thinking? More of a, oops, we've got like this in domino effect. I don't really want it to look like dominoes. Let's scooch you over there. Okay, we'll put you there because you're not cooperating. These are like little teeny tiny foam shapes. And they aren't as great as shaker ones. We have shakers that are sparkly, glittery type, sequiny sort of things. Those are good for shakers. This does work for shakers, but they're not really because they're quiet. They're foam. So not so good for that. Okay, there we go. You're just not wanting to stay put. We need something else here. Let's put one more dab of glue. We need something here. And then I'm going to use the die from the Nothing But Chocolate set to do the words at the top. Although any sentiment would be fine. You could. There's a bunch of really good ones in this one. I've done this. Hope your day is sweet a ton. You know, I looked at a whole bunch of the sets that I thought would be really good with this. And I think I'm going to use this one too. This one has a whole bunch. I got out our old Sweets and Treats. That one has a whole bunch. And we also have this one in the catalog. Super cool. That one would be nice. Actually, maybe I should probably use that one. That would be good. Anyway, there's a ton. But this one is our old retired one that actually has the die that I want to use. So this is what I got to get out for now. On the inside, because you have to have something to hold this up, I'm going to use some of my donuts. I think they're in here. I made some little donuts because this set has some little donuts. There's one. We could use one of my little pink ones. Wouldn't be bad. And then there's one I haven't colored yet. I think I'll just save you, because 2 donuts is all you need. You do need to make your, whatever you use to raise it up, you need to make sure that it's high enough that it's going to work as a really good easel for keeping that up. All right, let me move these things off, and then I'm going to bring over the cutting machine, and I'm going to cut out the words. Oops, get the trash off. This one. Love you more than. In this case, love you more than. That's not really going to work because I'm not doing chocolate with this one. But I really did like these words with it. I should have thought this through, because I'm not doing cocktails, chocolate, or cookies. I should have thought this through. I'm going to have to just do a label. I didn't want to do a label, but I'm going to have to do a label. All right, we aren't using that after all. We will be using the donuts. I'm going to have to do a label. Maybe I will stamp it on this. It might work. I don't know. Let's peek at my white strips and see if white's going to work on here. Yeah, actually it will, so we'll use this. I don't really want too many colors messing things up. Okay, let's get out the super cool. I don't want anything too big. So I think we'll do Sprinkled with Love on this one. This is from Celebration, like who knows how long ago. I think this might have been from, wow, super long time ago. You can see the 2 stamps I've used the most out of it. But if you want to put a white insert in here to write on, then that set would be a really good one to use to write on. It's got the cupcake that looks much like that, and it's smaller, in a very much smaller version. Okay, so we'll do our pumpkin pie. With our sweet wishes. This way I can send this for anything. I don't think I would necessarily want to limit myself to just a birthday one. This set has a lot of nice dies with it too. I didn't even notice. Look at these cute candles. You could stick those in there and that would be kind of nice. All right. Sweet wishes, and where did I put my stylish dies? Will you fit? Barely. Barely. So we'll cut that out. I'm going to just stick my myself over here in the corner like a naughty child and just cut it, because this is the only thing I really need right at the moment. We're going to be bringing the die cutter over for some other things, but I think this will be good for now. I can just cut this on my own. Oops, I kind of almost got it really super crooked. That would have been really bad. Today I almost sent another Christmas gift that I used to hide gifts and then not be able to find them and then accidentally double purchase stuff or not. Jeff would get in there. We'd be getting the packages out for the kids because we did that on Christmas Eve, and then we'd be getting them out, and he'd say, well, what's this? And I'd say, oh, that one was for Joel. Okay, well, we'd wrap that, and then this one's for, and then at the end we'd say, well, there's way too many way more for this one. We're gonna have to do this one for this one, and this one for this one, and so on. And it was partly because my hiding place was in the rafters, in the shed, and all over. Stuff would get lost. And I'm sort of doing the same thing here in Missouri, it seems like, even though I'm not having to hide packages, but what's happening, I think I will use this here like this. Okay. It's my weak brain. It's like, oh, I forgot. I wasn't going to send that. I was going to send this. And I'm going to send that by email, So I've got all these email things all over the place. I'm like, what have I sent and what have I not sent? All right, so we want to just trim it again just a little bit. Doesn't need a lot off. And then we'll just glue that on there. And we'll put our little donuts on it to catch that. And then that one is done, and we'll go on to the next card. I think with really big stamps like this one, it can be a challenge sometimes to figure out how to use them on a regular card size. And this kind of little fun fold is a good way to use really big stamps. Okay, so you can stick that on there, and then we'll put our dimensionals on. We'll put the dimensionals on the bottom. Grab our mini ones. For this guy. So I stopped myself today just as I was getting ready to put the amount of a gift certificate in. I thought, oh, hold on. I was going to send this gift this other way. Maybe I already did. I better double check. Well, I haven't actually sent it yet, but I'm going to. Okay, so I want it to be there, so we'll put our little donut there. And then this one, I'm going to put dimensionals just on this side and then glue that other bit. And that should hold it on quite nicely. If you want to, you can always double up the dimensional, and then it'll make it really high and very easily holding anything on there that you want. Aren't those cute? Now you could do sprinkles on those too, and that would look nice, but it might be a bit bulky. So there is one, but that's not all. We're not done, because the other one's going to be super cute. You're going to like this other one. I like this one. This is a nice, easy card. And it looks like you worked harder on it than you actually did it, didn't it? All right, so I'm going to put these aside for now. We are going to start with a piece of crumb cake. And we just need this crumb cake to be a little bit bigger. We're going to go with, I think this card is actually 5. No, it's 6. It is 6. Oops, what am I doing here? It is 6 by 4.5. Okay, so we're gonna go 4 1/2 this way by 6. And then I will do a separate card base for that. And we'll just work on this front piece. I'm taking my buffalo plaid that I've already stamped. I want to see if it's, I might want to trim it just a little on the side. I don't know. Maybe just a tiny bit. It seems a little wide. And then this is the DSP that I'm going to put on the bottom of it. Is it really? Let me look at my ice cream. Oh, yes, because I do have one I'm going to color in. Okay, so this is going to go underneath. One's a little bit longer than the other because I want to do this little swirl kind of edge, and one needs to show. But I want them the same width, so I'm going to put them both under here. And we're going to trim just a shade off. Let's go on this side because I want more of this colored part showing. Okay, now let me go get my cutting board because I definitely need that over here for this next part. When on church on Sunday, our church kids did a very cute Christmas program. Jeff and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was so fun. This is the time of year there are just so many things to do. Hard to get everything in. I know our small group would like to do a lunch, but it's pretty hard to fit anything in. During Christmas, everybody's pretty swamped. Now this one's going to be the shorter one, so let's do the longer one first. It's right about 6 inches right now. I trimmed it, and I don't want a lot off the bottom. Okay, let me see if I can find my quite curvy die, which is what I've used on this. I could use that other one, but I don't really want to. I kind of want to use my quite curvy. Where are you? There it is. All right, so I'm keeping my quite curvy edges in with my ornate borders because they're very similar. And then it reminds me where they are. I want it to kind of look like this. About like there. Okay, so I'm going to move it a bit. The magnet, of course, makes it a little more complicated. The die itself is kind of large, so, all right. Okay, now the thing is you need to do this together because you want the curve to be exactly the same on this one and this one. So now that I kind of have it in place, I'm gonna trim that top a tiny bit, but I'm gonna bring this up right about here, and then we're gonna put this. No, I can't do that because I need this one. How am I going to do? Well, I'll figure it out. I'm going to do this first because I definitely don't want too much of this one gone. And then I'll just put the other one on and make sure I'm not getting it too short. That would be my fear. Oops, I had it the wrong way because I wanted this way on there. You know, I can use it, I suppose. Do it like this. No, that won't work because, yeah, it would work. No, it won't because... Which is the side that cuts? This is the side that cuts, okay. so that needs to go like that. I need this curve to match this curve, and it doesn't really. So I'm actually going to take my see if we've got room to go higher. We don't have a ton of room to go any higher, but we can probably go a tiny bit higher. And we're going to go like this. Okay, just because I got it on the wrong edge. There's a cut edge and there's a straight edge. And I want the dots to actually show. So we'll do that. We'll cut it again. Let's hope I did it right this time. I totally forgot this does that. Okay, and there we go. Thankfully, I got it right. Let me grab a little brush. Get those out. Okay, now I need to do the same thing with this. Now this one's going to be longer. This one's going to be shorter. So this one, I need it to be right about there. The cut edge goes down like that. And this one's going to be shorter. Okay, so it's going to be about there. That's going to be pretty short. Wow. All right, I'm going to use this as a guide to see where I want it. I'm going to have it right here on that buffalo check. Okay. And then I'm going to use my, that's about where I need it to be, like right there. Now I can play, since this red is completely covered, I can kind of play with it a little. I just want it to be as close as I can possibly get it because I'm actually going to cut another circle in my buffalo check. So I want my curve to match. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I need my curve to match this curve. And I need this to be about here. Okay. So this is where we want this die. And my magnet's just making it a little hard to do. Because it's a wide die. Maybe I'd better go like this. Try it this way. Let's see if it'll work. Might have to actually, okay, cut side down that way. And there. Okay, so I'm going to lay it right on the red because this is where I actually want the die to be. And then I'm going to slide my red out. And hopefully my magnet won't shift this because that's perfect right now. All right, I think we're in business. Once the machine has grabbed it, it's good. It's just getting it to go. Okay, I think we're good. And voila. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, I'm going to push that stuff aside. And then we want a circle piece cut out. This is going to layer like this. And then we want a circle cut out of my buffalo check. Okay. Let me get rid of some of my little dots all over my board. And with our stylish dolls, I think we need not the biggest circle, but the next one down. And this piece needs to be pretty low. Our ice cream cone, the cake cone is going to be sticking right there. So we want it to be kind of low there. There, now we're ready to go. Now save that. You never know when you might want to use it. And we can assemble this cute little card. So this goes on first. All right. I looked up today. I get these words in my email that are new ones, and they haven't been ones that I've not known, like paradigm was one, and I don't even remember. I was just thinking, oh, come on. I got you guys because you were putting words I'd never heard of in here, and that are English words, but that were interesting, and I figured I could stimulate my brain cells a little, plus learn a little bit of language, get a little bit more vocabulary going. And you know, I did learn something today. Okay, so the question was, what do you call a group of parakeets? Well, a flock, right? Well, no, actually. You can call them a flock. You can call them all kinds of things. You can call them a oh, I'd have to look on my list. Now I've forgotten actually what you can call them. They were words that they actually are words that you would think of something else rather than a flock of, you know, birds in the list. I'll have to find it here on the side. All right, so make sure you cover all of the red. And that goes like that. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's a really simple backing, but it's just, it's fun. It's just a fun little background. You could, oh, a pandemonium. That's what you call a group of parrots. You can call it a pandemonium, a company, a pod. I thought that was pretty funny. Or prattle. Now, prattle, I thought that was really funny because I thought I knew what prattle meant, and I looked it up just to be sure. And yes, it does just mean to talk nonsense. And so a group of parrots could be called a prattle. There's a whole bunch of groups of people that you could probably call a group of parrots. And only you would know what you were meaning by that, because most people aren't going to be thinking about them as being a nonsensical, foolish group talking nonsense. Okay, so this is dark real red. So I'm going to use it first, and then I'm going to use my light real red, and then I'm probably going to sneak in another color that's going to lighten it up, because I stamped this with black. And then I'm just going to kind of go in here. Now, I am going to color a little bit, but this isn't going to take very long, and I'm not going to do anything too terribly detailed. I'm just showing you where I would assume the ice cream is going to look a little darker in the folds as it goes deliciously out into your ice cream cone. Oops, I went out of the lines a little bit. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to do just a little bit there, a little bit there. If I outline all of these black lines, that's not a bad idea. Trying to keep it all smooth is probably a good plan. So if you just make smooth motions, that actually can help in your coloring. But mostly I want to go underneath where these lines are, because that's where it's most likely to have some shadow. Okay, there and there. The real red that's light is pretty dark. So, all right, just a little there, a little there, a little there, a little there. There, that's that. Okay, so now I'll take my real red, that's the light real red, and we're going to go over all of this using the side as much as possible in a smooth motion, because the side is going to spread it out, disperse it just a little bit more, and it won't, you know, be quite so dark. If you're going to have to over color, try to stay with the same motion that those tuxedo black lines are going. Okay, now let's get our bullet point and smooth in where that darker stuff is. A little, doesn't have to be a lot, just a little, like where there's an obvious line. Do it a little. So this does leave you with some shading. It's just a little on the dark side, not too bad. You don't want too much lightness going on there. So if you want to lighten it up at all, though, you can use any of your pink or orangish light, very light colored. I'm trying to find one of my really super light, like petal pink would probably work. It must be in my other container. I'm going to just grab a color lifter. Color lifter will do it. You just have to be careful because it does lift, and it will lift way more than you want. At this point, I got to be a little careful with it. Because you won't notice it until it's dried, and then all of a sudden you'll see, wow, I lifted way more than I wanted to. Okay, like right here. Right at the tip. Okay, if you need any more and you want it to be more precise, use the bullet. Make sure you go like this to get any of that color that came up onto your tip to get it off. Okay, I'm not going to do too much more here. But I do want to get the bit that I missed right there. Okay, I think that's good. If there's any shaky lines, you might want to get those out. You'd kind of want it to be smooth, and I see like, it wouldn't hurt. Is this light? Yeah. We're gonna go like this and just get that swirl kind of going there, because it was sort of looking weird. This one, like right there. Okay, and now I'm just trying to smooth that in a bit where I did that line. Good enough. All right, now that is my ice cream swirl. Let's get the dye out. Now your cones, I do want to show this to you. My clock is going to chime 2. It is 2 o'clock. Wow. Time's going fast. Now you can see I already cut out one of my chocolate cones. And the die cuts the cone out like this. Isn't that cute? Super cute. It has a die, so you can do tags. These are my gift tags I've got already done with a couple of cones. This is my vanilla and strawberry one, and I stamped that with pecan pie onto vanilla. Why is that sticking? Oh, my glue must have, yeah, there we go. It came through the lines because there's actually a die. The die has, the die cuts the outline out like that, but then there's also this die that gives all the nice lines and textures. And so my glue actually went through those little lines. Isn't that funny? But it was easy to get undone. I'll just have to make sure that I get that glue off. And then I just did a whole bunch. I stamped pecan pie on crumb cake. And that's what we're going to use for my code. So I'm going to just put this one down flat right on the card. So I did 2, cut them out, and then just cut them in half. Okay. And let's see, what else do we know about this? Oh, this cone, I haven't even done the layering with the colors yet. I saw somebody had done it. This is going to cut out the swirl, and then maybe I'll use some paper and cut this out so that we can see what it looks like. I haven't even done it yet. We'll see how that looks. If you do double colors, then you can just do that. You don't even have to do any of the coloring I just did. And some people don't enjoy coloring as much as I do. I kind of prefer to color. Usually when I see project done with the dies like that layered, a lot of times I end up just opting to color it anyway. I just prefer it. Everybody has different tastes. All right, so let's put you on here and cut you out. This one's very red, so this is cherry or strawberry. It depends on how many strawberries and how many cherries I still have, because I colored and cut a whole bunch of them, ready to make a bunch of these cards. Let's see which color we have the most of. The cherry turned out really cute, so I'm kind of hoping I have cherries, but we'll see. All right, let's grab, I don't have a big enough piece. Oh, here we go. Here's some bubble bath. I'll cut that out of it and see how that looks on it. Oh, come on. There we go. Go. I'm trying to get you out. All right, so it cuts that out. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Let's toss you down here to get you out. Well, I'll have to get my tool. It's not cooperating. See how this looks on there. It looks like it'll be really cute. I'm probably going to like it better than I normally do. Let's see. You wouldn't want to do the stamping, obviously. You would just cut out the... Yeah, that actually looks really quite good. I'm going to hang on to that and maybe use that with something, but not this card. Oops, that's the wrong set. Oh, we want you in there too. All right, so now your cone is going to go like this. Like this. Okay, isn't that sweet? Very sweet. So we're going to assemble that in a minute, but I want to stamp my sentiment first. There's some white dimensionals. Good. And we want to do this stamp set. Hope Your Day is Sweet. We're going to separate that out because we want the Hope Your Day is up here and the sweet is going to be down here. So take your stamp like this. I'm using real red, remember. The Sweet Sorbet is really pretty. I just like the red really well with this crumb cake. All right, so we want to do Hope Your Day is, we'll just get that right on the edge. Do that there. I smudged it a tiny bit, but I don't think that's going to show too much. And then we'll do the word sweet separate, although we're doing it with the same color. You could do Hope Your Day is in crumb cake and then do the word sweet in whatever color is your main color, and that would look really cute too. Anyway, I was glad to see that it wasn't called A Murder of Parakeets. That would have looked really silly. I think that would have been pretty silly. So your little skinny one will work there, and then this little skinny one will work there. That's from Stylish Shapes. The Stylish Shapes guys, I think I saw that they were retiring. And if they are, you're going to definitely want to get them if you don't already have them. They are like a staple for me. I used to use shaped rectangles and shaped, we had stitched shapes, and I do still use stitched shapes because some of the circles and, well, and it has squares, and Stylish Shapes does have squares, yeah. And it has a lot of circles, and it's stitched, so it's a good substitute. And since it's something that you can get, I have been using them more. But like I said, I think I saw these were going. Okay, so if you position that there, you're not cooperating with me, of course. And that one there, it's going to look like it's kind of covering it, but it'll be fine. As long as it doesn't shift on me, it'll be fine. I was hoping I would get my smudge out, but it didn't quite. And then the sweet is going to go on the cone. And there is some retired ribbon that I need to tie first before I do any of these other things. This is ribbon that was, it looks to me like it was at some Valentine's time. It has little hugs on it, little cross hugs. They're very cute. That's what we're going to use. So I want my bow to be over on the side like this. We might have to adjust it as we go. We'll see. I want it pretty far over here. Because I don't want my lines showing like that. I want it to be like a hug all the way through. So I want the crosses on the top for the bow. So let's go like that. And then we'll get those crosses up in the bow. Very cute. You want to go this way? Okay, we can do that. We can go this way. There we go. And then we'll just go like this. We'll snip off our edges. It's a little long. Let's snip it again. All right. And then you can just kind of position it, you know, however you want to. Now we can put on our cone. So take your glue and just put a little bit, since you're not needing to make this a tag, just put your glue there on the rim and glue on your cone, your little swirl. And then we're going to take our dimensionals and we're going to stick that on there. Let's put our sentiment up here. I believe I want that on some red. So I'm going to use this. Oh wait, I've got my actual one that I've used. Let's use it. That's from a previous card. So I'll use the backing that I actually have on this card. We'll use that instead. We're going to make a little mat. Just a quick little mat. Just take your scissors and do a little snip where the indentation is, all the way down there. And then you can trim that out. Right there and there. Yeah, I do have a punch, and you could even use the die, but I need this to be just a super skinny little mat. If you use the die, then you have to double cut it, and it ends up being a lot of work when your scissors actually can do the job pretty quick and easy. Just needed it to be enough of an edge to kind of show it up nicely against the background of that little buffalo check. One of the other words that came through my email was persnickety. Have you used the word persnickety lately? Persnickety is a good one. I like it. It sounds fun. Persnickety. And it actually is something that I am. Persnickety is fussy, kind of maybe a perfectionist, usually related more to other people than yourself, I think. At least that's been my experience with myself. I don't know why I'm so persnickety about that, because when I do it, it's perfectly fine. But anyway, persnickety is a good word. And then another word that came up was tenebrous. I have never heard of tenebrous before. Have you ever heard of tenebrous? It's spelled T-E-N-E-B-R-O-U-S. Tenebrous. Now, persnickety, I can probably fit that in any conversation pretty easily, but tenebrous, I don't know. It's dark and shadowy or obscure. That's what tenebrous is. I probably would pronounce it tenebrous, not knowing any better, but I looked it up. So it's actually supposed to be pronounced tenebrous. And here's their sentence is the tenebrous spiral staircase of the self. Oh, brother, these people, they're way overthinking things. Dark and shadowy would describe my little bike path that I go down in the fall, but definitely not in the winter. My little spooky woods area that I like to bicycle through and pretend I'm in a big spooky forest is not at all spooky now, because all of the trees have lost their leaves, of course, and the sun is shining brightly through it and lighting up the whole path, so it is not dark and spooky. It is not tenebrous at all anymore. All right, let's see. We're going to put our little cone kind of position in here. We can put our bow up onto it a little bit. Will look fine. We'll just stick it up there, any old place. And then you want to glue your word sweet partly on the cone, and we'll stick a dimensional on the other side. Isn't this cute? These little ice cream cones are always a fun way to give a gift certificate of ice cream, which is something that I do like to give a lot, because it's something I would have liked to have gotten a lot when my kids were small. If my mother had known, you know, she gave us things, I suppose, at various times, but in those days, grandparents, I don't think, spoiled their grandchildren like they do now. At least most of them didn't. And I don't think it's called spoiling. It's just called loving, liking to give gifts. All right, we do have little cherries, I think. Let me find my packet of goodies. Where are they? It's not in here. There it is. Now there's the little straws all ready to go, but this is definitely not a milkshake, so we don't need the straws. Okay. Oh, we don't have a bunch. We've got one. I've got two. I've got three. I've got four. Oh, good. We do have a few. Excellent. I've got 3 strawberries left. Oh, 4 strawberries. Good. A few donuts. Excellent. I'm in good shape still. Got enough for one more card before I have to make more. And I didn't want to do too many, because you know you can do little Rainier cherries. They're really delicious. So I'm going to take my little cherries, and we're going to do a little free fall here with some of them. And we only have one more, huh? That one, maybe there's room for it down here. I think that would look cute down there. We'll just have these here. Let's glue the first one on. We'll put dimensionals on the other ones, and call that one pretty good. I have no sprinkles. I'm not going to mess this one up with sprinkles. Okay, we'll go like there. Let's use my little minis. So I really, oh, oops, there's a double. We'll hang on to the double. I accidentally did a double. Oops, I almost put it on the top there. Very foolish. Like that. Look at that. I sort of ruined one by doing that. Good. Gotcha. And like that. And then we'll put this one on this one. Oh, you are so, so cute. So sweet. Right there. Very, very cute. I have a bad cold, but I'm almost over it. I'm so glad. It was pretty quick going through. It just, nobody likes to have a cold. So I'm glad I'm almost done. Now this one was 6 inches long, right? Isn't that correct? 6 inches. Yeah, 6 by 5.5. So we're gonna cut this cardstock at 6 inches, and then we'll score it at 5.5 or 4.5, excuse me. And then we'll just fold it over. We'll cut it again. And we'll glue it on there, and that is going to be good. I like it. hope your day is sweet. I hope you have had a very sweet day watching this. Is it nice not having a Christmas thing? I hope so. I was going to do a Christmas thing all the way up to Christmas. I've done so many Christmas cards that I am getting to play with all of our new January catalog items like this one. This isn't available yet. It will be out in January. And I thought, I am not doing Christmas today like I was going to. I'm going to do this set because it's so cute. You are going to love this one. And again, you can join our team in January. It is Celebration. Celebration, for every $50 you order, you get a free gift. And there's going to be a bunch of really cool free things this year. In fact, I thought one of the things I was using might have been no, it wasn't, but it doesn't matter. I've got a ton of stuff out there on Facebook. Now I'm going to show you my other cards because they're so cute. Look at that. There's just so, this is the one we did. Isn't that sweet? I really do like it, although I like chocolate, so using the Nothing's Better Than chocolate worked out really well with that. You can do our cute little fluffy friends, another online only thing, and have her holding that little strawberry. Isn't that cute? Here's my pistachio nut one. Pistachio nut, you are good. And then I think the reason I thought that this set was going to be so nice for everybody is because of the tags. Because you can make such cute little tags out of it. So cute. If you remember not to put too much glue, you can do all kinds of tags. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see you. Thank you for watching, Freddie. It was nice to get to a chance to chat with you for just a minute. Here I am. I'm kind of over on the side. And you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you next week. Boy, Christmas is coming up, so get those cards finished and mailed out. I have to get the mailing out part done. And then my nativity star. I was too cheap to buy a real outdoor star, a really cool one, because, you know, I, of course, already spent my Christmas money, right? So I found a very inexpensive one, and I took lights and wrapped it around, one that could go outside, because the outside ones are super expensive. They're big, which would have been nice, like maybe hanging from my window next year. This year I may do. I wrapped it up, hoped that the lights would look okay, sort of like a star shape maybe, but it is funny. It's just like a blob kind of going from the nativity scene up. So, because the light string, of course, is kind of wrapped going up there. It's like, oh my, that looks like more like a satellite or something is coming and falling on the nativity family, but Joseph has his dog right by him to alert them and help them out, so it'll be just fine. You have a wonderful day and enjoy Christmas with your loved ones and your friends, but I will see you 2 more times at least, I think, before then, and have a good week. Get everything done. Thank you. Bye.